want to share with you guys the pros and the cons of smoking weed. I want to share this with you guys and just be 100% transparent like I always am, because these are real life issues. I know a lot of you have found me through like trying to stop and being curious about quitting weed. If you're new to my channel, I did smoke weed for like over 10 years and it became a daily habit. It was part of my self-identity. All my friends did it and it was just part of my life for a long time. And so almost 3 years ago now is when I stopped, and I just self-healed and I was able to quit with just my inner strength. And so I love to create these videos for you because if you've been wanting to stop, a lot of times you just need some encouragement and you need somebody who's been on that journey and was able to do it, and so can you. And so I'm never up here to just like bash weed or anything like that. You know, like it's an herb and it's a natural healing agent. And so that's why I want to be real and keep it real and tell you like the pros and the cons of smoking so that you can decide like what works best for you. I think that it can be a fun thing. You know, a lot of people just start it as a way to party, or just it's what other people are doing. They're curious. They want to try it out, right? And so technically it's way more healthy for you than something like alcohol, which is just a straight up depressant and can kill you. You know, alcohol poisoning. You drink too much alcohol, you're out of here, right? They have to pump your stomach and things like that. I've never heard of anybody like passing away from like smoking too much, right? But it doesn't mean that it's healthy for you either. And I think that if you're on a video like this, maybe you have become like dependent on it, or you just want to break free, and that's okay too, right? But just know that so the first pro that I want to share with you, like, why do most people reach for weed? Like, what's the reason, right? And the main thing is to ease discomfort, and I mean like pain. To it, a lot of people find it healing, and once again, it is right. So this is a pro of smoking weed, is like, okay, it's healing, it will ease you. I see it as the ultimate like effort juice. Like it's like any problem that you have, anything you're going through in your life, if you're feeling some type of pain, whether it's emotional pain or physical pain, mental anguish, like you smoke some weed, some ganja, it's gonna make you feel like every little thing is gonna be all right, and it is, right? And so that's a pro, is that, yeah, that instant relief and that soothing feeling, and that's the allure, and that's why so many people will reach for it, is like they feel like it will boost their mood, boost their vibration. And I'm gonna link a video down below about weed and our vibration, because we're energetic beings. And so yes, it does lift your vibration, but it calibrates at a certain level and then it stops, right? And so that's why if you're feeling super happy, you're feeling in a good mood naturally, and then you reach for weed, it will bring you down. And that's why you see people with like the low eyes, and you're like, hey, and they're like, hey, what's up, what's up? Like, so it depends, like, but if you're feeling sad or you're feeling low, it's gonna raise you up. So I'll link that video down below. But yeah, that's the main reason that people even reach for it to begin with, is like to soothe you, to heal you, natural healing, right? And it's a pro, because think about like the people who are feeling like, let's say, physical discomfort. Maybe they just had like a surgery or something like that. It depends. I don't know how the world is gonna tell you to take some Vicodin or take some crazy ass, take some crazy thing, but naturally, if you're feeling like physical pain and you smoke a little bit, it's gonna ease it. So that is a pro of marijuana. She is a healing agent, it's true. But now what's the con? What's the negative? You know, well, let's talk about emotional pain. Like if you're feeling some type of negative emotions, we have to stop demonizing it. Like, yeah, it feels bad, but there is a reason that it feels bad. So the con of smoking weed would be like, you are just numbing your feelings, but you're not actually dealing with it. And so the more you reach for weed to solve your problems, Like, it's actually not solving any problems. It's just adding to your problems. And you can like create a facade with yourself. It's like you're not being real with yourself, because how do you really feel? Oh, you feeling bad right now? You're feeling mad right now? You're feeling sad right now? That's okay. Our emotions are sacred, you guys, and we don't need to demonize our emotions. We don't need to go against our own self to be like, oh, I have to be feeling good all of the time. Like, if you're feeling bad about something, there's reasons behind that. It's your inner guide. It's your signal. Your emotions are your compass. It's getting you in tune with your spirit to know yourself, right? And so when you are reaching for weed, you're depriving yourself of really being in tune with yourself. And it's the easy way out, right? Because it's like, let's say you're feeling sad about something. Okay, why? Oh, okay, this happened, it's bad. Okay, like, we can learn to become present with ourselves and go ahead and feel those icky feelings. And the main word is acceptance, right? It doesn't mean that you're going to be in that low state forever, but it's teaching you something about yourself. Well, why do you feel that way? What needs to change in your life? What can you shift? What do you have to accept? What can you release? Can you trust the universe? Can you trust your path? Right? Like, why is your life unfolding? There's always like higher reasons. So when you're on the spiritual journey, especially, it's important to put it down, because we don't want to be living in a fantasy land of like everything is happy, rainbows and unicorns, and oh, I'm feeling so good. But are you though? Right? And again, like, life is all about balance. So you don't have to always feel healthy or in the light, like so joyous. Like, sometimes you're going to feel the darkness and sorrow and grief, but that's okay too. Like, we appreciate the happy when we know what the sad feels like. And so we got to like learn to balance ourselves, accept both, because it's teaching us how to be strong. But more so, it's just like you learning to accept all of life, the good and the bad, and just trust that you're gonna get a rainbow again after the storm. Like, there's so much purpose behind the storm, so it's okay. Also, like, that's how we can make a change, right? Because if something is not feeling good in your spirit and now you're aware of it because you're sober and you're in your natural state, your true natural state, okay, now you can make changes and shifts, right? But if you're reaching for something to numb you, then you're not giving yourself a chance to make the change. Because guess what happens once you feel the pain and you are in that discomfort? Okay, well, now you're aware of it, and now you can make a change for the better, versus like reaching for it to numb it. Now your problems are just still there. Now you just have more problems. Like, now you're just ignoring it. Now you're just being passive. Now you're not even being a co-creator of your life. Like, you're not taking charge of your life. You're just like dwelling and like staying stuck, basically. And so that's like the biggest thing that changed in my life when I was able to put it back. I built inner strength and trust in myself, but also like I was able to change the things that I didn't like in my life and see things with clearer eyes. And you guys, yesterday or the day before, I was considering like going to, I know it's legal now, like I was considering it, even though it's been 3 years, but those thoughts will still creep in my mind, but only if I'm feeling in a low vibration. So I have to remind myself that feeling bad or whatever is temporary. Like, it's just an hour or two. Like, I'm mad about this. Oh, this pissed me off. Like, but going to reach for that, like, but that problem's still gonna be there though. So we could want to ease the pain. The pro is, yeah, it'll ease it in the moment. But the con is like, I'm abandoning myself by like not dealing with it, right? And we don't want to be afraid. We want to learn to be there for ourselves for real. And yeah, so it's going to teach you to grow emotionally and mature emotionally and become emotionally intelligent, like, and be present with your feelings. And you're stronger than you think. And I do want to mention too, is like, surrender is key, you guys, because see, we're the co-creators of our life. So we be wanting to kind of take control and do it our way. No, I don't want to feel no pain. No, I just want to see the good. No, I'm gonna do it my way. Like, no, I'm gonna, like, whatever, like, I'm in charge. But see, but no, you're not always. Surrender to your circumstances as well. Balance, take action, but also surrender, trust. So there's going to be some things that you cannot change in the moment, and that is your chance and opportunity to be like trusting, speak, ask, be humble. So everything is tied spiritually, like our actions, our choices, our chances, they're all tied to us, to our spiritual journey, because we're spirits having this human experience. So it's really cool when we can humble ourselves and surrender to the universe and ask for help, you know, and it's beautiful things will unfold this way. It's just about a more authentic path versus trying to take the easy way. And some of y'all might be thinking like, oh, she's talking about like being down and out. No, I just reached for it because I want to have a good time. I'm already feeling happy, and because, you know, I'm going to smoke, hear my music real loud, and just be in my own world, fantasy land, right? That's what how I see it now. It's like fantasy land. Okay. But that would be the pro, is like, yeah, I can, like we talked about your vibration, it can amp you up, right? It kind of like intensifies feelings. So whatever it is you out there doing, if you smoke first, like, you're going to feel it more, whether it's eating some really good food or doing something else, or whatever, you're playing a sport, like going to a concert, it intensifies it, right? That would be a pro. But the con would be, a con of smoking weed would be that you can become dependent and hooked on that feeling. I don't really see it as addicted and all this and that. Because like I said, after 10 years, I was able to just put it down, and I went cold turkey. So nah, it's a mental thing. It's not that, oh, you can't stop. You can. The negative part is like, you don't want to get to a place where, because I remember feeling like that. Like, it came to a point where I thought that I couldn't feel happy and couldn't have as much fun without it. So it's like, let's say I'm going to a concert. I would think in my head before, like, oh, well, I got used to that feeling. So I literally would tell myself or think that, oh, I'm not going to have as good of a time unless I'm high. And that's just not true. So that's a negative, is like your mind can trick you to think that, oh, I'm not going to have a good day without it. Oh, I'm not going to have as much fun without it. Life is going to be boring without it, or I'm not going to be as creative without it. I'm not going to enjoy myself as much. Like, I'm going to the beach, and like, it's only going to be fun if I have that. Like, that's how I used to think. But it's a lie, and it's not true. You're able to get to a place when you put it down where you get back to your real self, and now you're able to be present with your emotions, and when you're feeling good, you're feeling real good, and it's off your natural energy. It's real. It's true. It's really you, and your inner child's gonna come out to play. Like, when you're a kid, you're not having no substances at all. You're just naturally happy, joyful. Life is fun. The sun's out. We're alive. Like, we could do whatever we want. Go do a cartwheel. Like, blast your music or eat something good. But it's real. Like, you eat a strawberry, you're like, you could really taste it. You don't need the weed to taste it. And so it's like you get back to natural life, real life, and you appreciate it more. You learn how to level out within yourself without any substances, right? Like, for example, if you're feeling low, you feel it, you accept it, you release it, and you naturally climb up vibrationally. Or you're excited, you know, you're feeling that, and then you come back down to just like maybe an even keel or whatever it is. But it's just about like being present with your natural, real feelings. So I told you guys that like the other day I was thinking about, I was like considering it, right? Why though, right? Why? Because I was just going through something. And so a pro of smoking weed, I guess you could say, is that it makes you forget your problems, right? You're just happy. It's like a mood boost that we keep talking about. It eases tension, right? So you're going through something, you don't like it, you don't want to feel that way, people reach for it. It's gonna make you forget your problems. Like, what problems? That was happening? I literally don't care anymore. It's cool. Like, oh, maybe it's happening for this. Like, it can put you in a different dimension. You know, now it's like, now you're your higher self. You're like, oh, it's probably this, and that, right? You're in fantasy land. You forget your problems. Nothing is as big of a deal. And this is a pro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here in front. Like, this is a pro because sometimes we could take life too seriously and be control freaks and be like hyper fixating on problems and not being grateful and not seeing like the bigger picture and all of these things. And so there's reasons that so many people do smoke weed. But what is the con? Like, what is the negative side? And that is that, ding, 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 your problems are still gonna be there, okay? Like, it's kind of like childish when you think about it, right? And I'm not coming down on y'all at all. Like I said, this is something I did for a long time. I'm not judging you, nothing. I'm just telling you what it is, like straight up. And the negative is that your problems are still there. You didn't solve nothing. Yeah, you got a temporary different perspective that you might remember once you're back normal. Not really. Like, most people who smoke weed, you don't even give yourself a chance to get back to your natural state, because it's like, it's gonna take a while for you to really come down, and then it's like it lowered you. So now it's like a lot of people just reach for it habitually over and over, and you can get lost in a daze that way. And so it just becomes a habit, and you don't see it as bad, right? So it's about mindset. But the negative thing is that your problems will still be there, and you didn't solve really anything, and you just added to your problems, right? Because now physically you're feeling heavy, and like emotionally you suppressed your feelings. You tried your best to numb the reality of the situation. Are you really gonna like solve it? Whatever it is, like, if it's a feeling or if it's something in the physical world that you need to do, or that you need to take care of, that you need to handle. You got to handle your business in life, right? And so, but you don't have to, like, it's a choice. But the weed is not gonna like take it away. It's gonna make it worse, or it's gonna leave you stuck, stagnant, right? And that's why, like, a lot of people, like, it can stunt your progress in life. You should be over here doing all of this, be at this point in your life, but you've like been too busy. Like, smoking could just slow you down, stunt your growth, and just like put a cap on your potential, really. And so that's the negative. This is my perspective on it. This is what I want to share with you guys. Drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Like, you know, what's the biggest reason that you want to stop smoking weed? And I'm so grateful every time, like, that I don't reach for it, because like I said, I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary of quitting, and it's very rare that I'll think that I want to go back to it, because I really don't. Like, I've learned to regulate my own self, and I feel so much healthier this way. I am healthier this way, and I can feel it. I know it. And my life is just blooming in beautiful ways, and I have no desire to go backwards. Like, my focus is forward and the life I'm creating in a healthy way. And so whenever those thoughts pass through my mind, I just let them be there, and then I'm like, nah, right? And so drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts on today's video. I'm sending you so much love, so much power, so much healing into your life. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.